Hi guys, welcome to A&B Homemaker, a place where we are redefining the modern homemaker through recipes, thoughts, scriptures, ideas, so much more. And today I am so excited to share some of my thoughts with you all. So, lately I have spent the past week or so just really thinking through all that's going on in the world right now. From our never ending election to 2020, that has brought with it so many changes. And 2020 in itself has felt like the longest year ever. From coronavirus coming in to being in quarantine for months, the debates on to wear a mask, to not wear a mask, job stability and the economy, to racism, social injustices, protests, riots, so much has been going on this year. And so, with all of these things and with all of these different areas, we know that each one of them calls for a change. Each one of them needs a change. And we have really seen people step up this year and really show us what change can look like and what starting change can look like. From first time politicians to activists who are taking control in their communities and really mobilizing their communities and really activating change, to thought leaders who are really bringing about thought provoking conversations that are really helping to push the dial forward. We have seen people really show us and really model what leading change looks like. However, in contrast, there are also the thoughts of people or seeing people say things like, or possibly even feeling yourself, but how can I help? What can I bring to the table? I don't have a law degree. I'm not a politician. I'm an awful public speaker. I don't have a big platform. I don't have a ton of money to throw at things. What am I supposed to do? Like, what do I have to offer here? And so, as I was doing my studying and as I was really just sitting, going through the Bible, I stumbled upon the story of Gideon. So, the full life of Gideon spans the chapters 6, 7, and 8 in Judges. Howsoever, for today, we are just going to look at Judges chapter 6, verses 11 through 15. So, let's get started. And so, before we jump into verse number 11, let's start at the top of chapter 6 just for a little bit of context. And so we come into this story seeing that the Israelites have been struggling to follow God's directions again. This is an unfortunate cycle for the Israelites, and it often ends with them in captivity. And so in this particular instance, they have been disobedient and they have now been taken captive by the Midianites. And this is a problem for the Israelites, not only because they're in captivity, but because the Midianites are wearing them out. Anything that the Israelites get, anything that they might be able to grow or cultivate, the Midianites are coming in and destroying everything. Cattle, crops, harvest, you name it, it's gone. And so this is particularly troublesome. It's a really challenging time for all of the Israelites at this point. And that is where we meet Gideon. And so Gideon is threshing wheat in a wine press when we meet him. And so what is threshing wheat? And so threshing wheat is essentially separating the grain from the stalk. And you do that by beating the wheat together. And it's normally done on a hilltop or in a wide open area so that the wind can carry away the parts that you don't want and just leave the grain. Except for Gideon's doing this in a wine press, which is underground. Because, like I've said before, the Midianites are stealing everything. And he doesn't want to do this process that is supposed to be done in the open, where the Midianites can see and potentially steal and or destroy the little bit that he does have. And so it's in this process, while Gideon is in his new normal of threshing wheat in the wine press, that we see the angel of the Lord come and visit Gideon. And so the angel of the Lord tells Gideon that God is with him and that he is a mighty man of valor, or a mighty warrior. And so Gideon challenges both of these notions. First, he challenges the fact or the idea that God is with him, saying, how is God with us when we know that our ancestors have told us about all of these miracles that he can do, and here we are in captivity? So please help that make sense to me. And so the angel of the Lord responds by letting Gideon know that God is not only with him, but that he is going to be the one to save the Israelites from the Midianites. And so he is not only a mighty man of valor, not only a mighty warrior, but you are the one who is going to be saving your people. You are the one that God is waiting on. And so Gideon challenges this idea as well and immediately begins to discredit himself by explaining that his family is poor and he is the least within his family. However, the angel of the Lord reminds him and just continues to affirm that God is going to be with him while he defeats the Midianites, because that is what is going to happen. And so if you continue to read on throughout the story, you see that Gideon goes on to defeat this mighty army of Midian with only 300 people with him. And truly incredible story. Clearly God was with him and was true to his word, because of course God is not a man and he does not lie. When I take a look at Gideon, I see so many parallels between the things that he was experiencing on what life was like for him and the world that we're living in today. From Gideon trying to figure out his new normal with threshing wheat in a wine press, to all of the ways that we have had to find a new normal in this season as well. From how we work, to how we socialize, to how we go to church, to how we travel, to how we even go to stores to get basic necessities. Everything in our world has changed. We've had to find a new normal from every angle, just trying to find safety, trying to find security in a time where it seems like there are so many threats coming at us from so many different directions. And so when we look at Gideon, we can see that he knew that change was needed, and he was waiting and saying, well, where is God to save us? And in the end, it was really him that was called to save and not only himself, but to save his people. And although he felt small and he felt like he should have been counted out and like he wasn't the right person for the job, he was the one that God was waiting on to make all of these big changes, to do these mighty, wonderful things and be the mighty, wonderful warrior that he was actually called to be. And so it makes me wonder, what are the things in your world that you are sitting around, that you are waiting on someone else to do, but really God is waiting on you to do? It's a reminder that even when problems seem big, the smallest, or those of us that feel like we are the least, can have a major, major impact and make big changes in the world around us. So I'm asking you, what makes you upset? What crawls under your skin? What are you called to change? Are you taking the steps? Are you making the change in the areas that you need to? Or are you sitting back waiting on someone else to take the change when God is really waiting on you? Have you discounted yourself when God is really trying to count you in? So let me know in the comments what changes you are going to be stepping into. What in your world, in your sphere, in your community, are you going to be taking the lead on to make a change today? And so I hope that you all are staying healthy. I hope you all are staying safe and have an incredible, wonderful week. Bye.